What it do? Welcome back to my channel. It's a bit gloomy today. I think it's gonna rain, but it's cold in here. So I have a hoodie, got the bonnet on, we're cozy, we're comfortable. It's a safe place here to talk about books, specifically what I read in November. And November was a very much busy month. Well, it's never a busy month for me really, but it was midterm season, and then Taylor Swift dropped the album, and then everything went downhill from there, essentially. But I did manage to read 4 books this month. Don't know how I did it, but I managed to read 4 books this month. So sit back, relax, and watch this late but still valid November book wrap up. So this month I read pretty mediocre books, if I do say so myself. But I read 2 books on my Kindle, 1 on my iPad, and then I listened to 1 audiobook. Let's start off with my Kindle. This is an old girl. I've had her for so many years, and I just revived her. I just started her up again after so many years. But the first book I read on her was The Upside to Falling by Alex Myers. And that book, it reads like a Wattpad episode story because Alex Myers is an Wattpad episode author. So those vibes of, reading an episode, it's so apparent in his book. And it's so cozy, it's so feel good, it's so heartwarming, it's lighthearted, it's just a cute little romance. So basically, this book, The Upside to Falling, it's about Becca Hart. She's the nerdy girl. She loves to read romance books, but she's never been in a relationship herself. So one day when her ex-best friend comes around and teases her for not having a boyfriend, she lies and says, wait, I actually do have a boyfriend. And then the popular guy, everyone loves him. He's the QB, I think, for football. He overhears that lie and then steps up to be her fake boyfriend. So fake dating trope obviously turned real, and it's so cute. I gave it 4 stars. It gave me exactly what I needed coming into November with this tough uni semester. So I gave it 4 stars. It did what it had to do. It's a recommended read. Really, I really loved it. So the next book I read, it was also on my Kindle. Next book I read also on my Kindle. I read The One by John Mars. This was a thriller, and it was so cool. But the concept of it was so cool. It's multiple POV, and imagine Tinder, right? But instead of you matching because of your likes, because of their looks, you match based off your DNA. That is the entire plot. It's literally this dating website, Match My DNA, I think, and you meet your match, the love of your life, based off your DNA. That is literally the coolest thing I've ever heard. Hello. I did in fact give this book 3.5 stars because there's a POV, there's a very specific POV in this book that got me so annoyed. I really saw through the people that this person was trusting, and they didn't see it for themselves, and she was quite delusional, and that kind of got me upset. I'm like, girl, why can't you see? Why can't you see? And I was just so mad. But then she did redeem herself at the end. And then also at the end, there were some POVs that just weren't wrapped up well. There's just some POVs that weren't wrapped up well, and I really wanted more, especially from my favorite POV. I don't want to say who it is, it might give away like the ending, but especially from my favorite POV, I really wanted more from them and their match. I really wanted more, and I am so upset. If you read the book, you know what I'm talking about, but it was a really good book. I really recommend it. It's very thrilling, very suspenseful, and the POVs, they're so different and unique. For example, you get someone whose match, their DNA match, lives across the world, and they have to figure out how that's gonna work. So, and there's another, it's just so, I don't want to give it away because the POVs are just so special. So I do recommend reading the one by John Mars. It was phenomenal. The next book I read November 9 by Colleen Hoover. I read it on the 9th of November, whatever. Yeah, I had a whole reading vlog about November 9th with Colleen Hoover. I did a whole rant at the end of that reading vlog, because if you really want to know my opinions, if it's not apparent on my face already about the book, go watch my reading vlog. It'll be in the eye, wherever that is. Yeah, go watch the reading vlog. It was really fun. I really enjoyed myself up until a point. For real. I did not like that book. I did in fact give it 1 star, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Don't want to give her any more of my time. I know she's a beloved author of the masses, but just not a favorite of mine. I don't know, I kind of want to read Verity, but I'm not sure if I trust her enough to read Verity. But I really want to read Verity, but I'm not. This is so hard. People say Verity is really good and it looks really interesting, but I don't know if I can do it after November 9th. I don't know. But on to the next book. The next book I read was The Silent Patient by Michaelides. I gave this book 2 stars. Girl, I kind of forgot what happened in that book. I probably should have wrote it down, but I gave it 2 stars because of that plot twist. I listened to it on audiobook, and when I tell you, the main character's voice was so dreadful. It was like, he just sounded so bored. And I was like, wow. So basically, if you don't know what The Silent Patient is about, it's about this woman named Alicia Berenson, who one day, out of the blue, shot her husband 5 times in the face and then went silent. So you have Theo, who is our protagonist, who is a psychotherapist, I think, who is trying to figure out why Alicia stopped talking and why Alicia killed her husband. Not his job as a psychotherapist, but that's neither here nor there. But I just, oh my gosh, I just have so many words to say about this. But I just, okay, I literally had to go on Instagram and go through the DM of me and my friend, because we spoke about The Silent Patient as soon as I finished it, because I literally forgot what I thought about the book. But I think I'm gonna include spoilers a little bit, because it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. So basically, if you have never read The Silent Patient, skip to the end. I'll have timestamps in the, yeah, you know, you get it. It was so easy to figure out the plot twist. It's just that with the audiobook, his voice was so nasty and so dreadful. I dozed off. I literally got bored. Mind you, let me say, the plot twist was that he was evil the entire time. Theo was evil the entire time. He's the reason why everything happened. It's all him. Because he found out that his wife was cheating on him and having an affair, and he was high. He found emails of his wife having an affair with somebody, and because he was high, he was like, oh, is this real, or am I making this up because I'm high? So he didn't want to confront her. He thought the best course of action was to ignore what his wife was doing on the email. She was like sexting this, everything, and pretend like nothing happened. But obviously he couldn't do that. It was on his mind for so long. He ended up lying to his wife, stalking his wife, like outside of work. and following her where she's going before she comes home. And then he followed her and found out that she was having an affair with Alicia's husband. So instead of telling Alicia that, hey, your husband is having an affair with my wife, he thought, I need to save her from this. I need to kill this man for her, because I don't even remember if that's a twist, to be honest with you. I don't even remember if he killed her or not. Like, that's just how, it's just so easy to guess the plot twist. If you were really paying enough attention, it was easy, because also he was having some really sus thoughts, really sus things. He was thinking about killing this guy. I'm like, whoa, is it? He was having such murderous tendencies. It's like, wait, hold on, is Theo the god? You know what I mean? Like, a simple conversation would have sufficed, but he thought he had to play the role of God and kill this man. Or, oh, he could have just told her, and then poor Alicia was literally freaking out that, oh, there's a man watching me outside my house. Poor her. Literally poor her. Like, there's a man outside. He's been watching me for days. I tried to call Gabriel, but every time I call him, the man's gone. The man's in my house. It's just, oh. The thing is, he wasn't even watching her. He was watching the guy. Seeing where she lived and seeing where he lived. It was just a mess. It was literally a mess. I don't know. It don't make no sense. I did not like it at all. But I'm happy that it's over. But I feel like I can see why people would enjoy it. But it's just, it wasn't my cup of tea. I hope you enjoyed my monthly reading wrap up of November. I hope you subscribe, stick around for more book content, and I'll see you next time. Drink water, eat food, take a shower, stay blessed, homies.